This is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. So over the last couple weeks, I've had a lot of people say, this is it. This is where the stock market crashes. This is where it never recovers. This is where we see long drawn out recession. Let's take our money and let's move it into something safer or put it in cash while we wait for the issue with Iran to resolve itself. And then we'll put the money back in the market. And my point is, if you do this, on days like today, you will miss out on the recovery. And so that means that if your money's gone down since it started, it'll take you longer to get it back. The reality is, I think we may be a lot closer to a ceasefire than you think. First of all, the reason the markets went up today is because Mr. Oompa Loompa here said that he is not going to strike Iran for at least 5 days while they work on negotiating something. The reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, from the sounds of it. And I honestly think what Iran is asking for is not totally unreasonable. They want to charge a fee for all the ships that go through the Strait of Hormuz. Assuming this is, in fact, their territory, which I think it is, lots of other places charge a fee. The Panama Canal, the Suez Canal, and so on do charge some money for ships to pass through their territory. Why not this? Now, this happened only when Trump said he's going to stop the violence for 5 days, stop the strikes for 5 days, in hopes that they can begin negotiating. Now imagine what the market is going to do on a day where they say, okay, the Strait of Hormuz is officially open, based on something that they negotiate. Imagine what the market is going to do when a ceasefire is actually announced. Boom. And so my whole point is, if you withdrew your money on Friday saying, I think this is going to last a really long time, I want to keep it safe, and then an announcement like today happened, you will have missed most, if not all, of the uptick that happened today, right? And who knows whether or not you're going to be prepared to take advantage of a day where he says, okay, that's it. We're done. Fighting's over. Let's get back to business. And in fact, I think Iran is going to be in a pretty great financial position if the ceasefire occurs. So from what I've heard, Iranian oil is no longer being sanctioned, so that's one. Two, if they get their way and can charge a fee on an ongoing basis for ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, that'll mean a lot economically. If they can get all sanctions lifted, that'll be great for them. And then I think and then the U.S. sending them, a couple $1 billion to repair, the damage